boys and girls. Hope everyone's doing well with their virtual classes and their Google Meets with their teachers. I know it's a strange way of going to school, but thank you all for doing it in such a wonderful way, and thank you for your parents and your teachers who are helping you so much. My name is Miss Patton, and today I am bringing you a great treat. Today we are going to make some witch's brew, and so I brought all of my ingredients. I brought my witch's pot, which we actually call it a witch's cauldron. And we call it a cauldron because if you look inside, it just looks like a big black hole. So at home, when you and your parents cook, you talk about cooking in pots and pans. But today we're going to talk about the witch's cauldron, and that's where we're going to be making our brew. I also brought today, boys and girls, a wonderful recipe. This recipe is actually 33 years old. It's got some age on it, but let me tell you, it's a really good recipe. And if you ever want to make some brew like this at your home, you might even be able to cast a spell with it. Maybe if you let your mom eat the brew, well, she might turn into a frog. Or if you let your dad eat the brew, he might turn into a cow. You never know. So this is the recipe that we are going to use to make our brew today. I'm going to read it out loud in case you can't see it on the video. But this is my famous witch's brew. We are going to use 1 cup of dead leaves, 1 1/2 cups of tasty bugs, 1 bag of ghost, 2 bags of spider legs, 1 cup of rocks, 1 1/2 cups of worms, 1 1/2 cups of witches' hats, 2 cups of vampire fangs, 1 cup of frog eyes, and 2 cups of cracker crumbs. So that is the recipe that my boys and girls and I came up with years and years and years ago, and I still like to use it today. So before we actually put these ingredients into the cauldron, I want to tell you a little bit about how I already collected my ingredients. When we look at a recipe, boys and girls, if the recipe says we need to put like 1 cup of flour or 1 cup of sugar or 1 cup of oil, then we would use this. And this is called 1 cup. It's 1 cup. So whenever I look at an ingredient and it says 1 cup of bugs or something like that, then I would fill this up with the bugs and then I would drop it in, okay? Now, if it says 1 1/2, then I would fill up the 1 cup, but then I would take this one and it's a half a size smaller and I would fill it up as well, 1 1/2. So that's the way I measured all of my ingredients for today. Now also I want to tell you that to save time today, I already measured the ingredients out and I put them in the bags. So you can actually watch me today pour the ingredients into the cauldron. And then when our lesson is finished, I'm going to hold the cauldron up and all of you can see the ingredients all mixed together. And before we start adding our ingredients, I want to share with you one of my favorite Halloween songs, and it's actually called Witch's Brew. So if you're at home watching your computer, here's what you could do. You could pretend that you have a cauldron right in front of you, just like that. And then you could pretend while we're singing this song that you want to pour some ingredients into your cauldron. And the song is going to go like this. I'm going to sing a part of it for you so you'll get the tune. And then I'll turn on the music and we can sing it together. So the song is going to go something like this. Dead leaves, seaweed, rotten eggs too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I've got magic, alakazam-a-kazoo. Spider webs, moldy bread, mucky muck too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I've got magic, alakazam-a-kazoo, zoobity-doo, my witch's brew, zoobity-doo, what's it gonna do to you? Boo! And so that's the way the song goes. So I'll turn the music on, Put your cauldron, your pretend cauldron in front of you, and we'll pour some pretend ingredients in. Here we go.
Dead leaves, seaweed, rotten eggs too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazamazoo.
Spiderwebs, moldy bread, mucky muck.
Spiderwebs, moldy bread, mucky muck too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazamazoo.
Now cast your spell like this.
My witch's brew. What's it gonna do to you? Floor wax, thumbtacks, purple paint too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazamazoo. Fingernails, lunch pills, apple cores too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazamazoo.
Cast that spell.
My witch's brew. What's it gonna do to you? Wrinkles, mushrooms, motor oil too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazamazoo. Yeah, I got magic, alakazamazoo.
Great job. Doesn't that song have great rhythm? And it's one that you can learn very quickly. So before we start our brew, in your mind, I want you to think about 2 or 3 ingredients, and you don't have to tell anybody right now, but think about 2 or 3 ingredients that you wish we could put in the brew. And maybe at the end, if you want to draw this cauldron with some of the ingredients in it, you can include some that come to your mind right now. So let's all think about a couple of ingredients that we would want to put in our brew if we were making it at home. Oh, I've got a couple of really good ones. I bet some of you thought of maybe some blood, or some bats, or maybe even some frogs. Wouldn't all of those be great in this brew? So let's get started with our brew. And remember, we already pre-measured our ingredients, so here we go. So the first ingredient that we're going to put in is 1 cup of dead leaves. Let's read that together. 1 cup dead leaves. So I've already got leaves in here. I crunched them all up. And if we're really, really quiet, you can hear the dead leaves hitting the bottom of the cauldron. Listen carefully. You hear that? Loud and clear. Next, let's add 1 1/2 cups of tasty bugs. Let's read that together. 1 1/2 cups of tasty bugs. So these bugs are going to land right on top of the dead leaves in the cauldron. Here it goes. Listen carefully. Ah, heard that. Next, let's add the 2 cups of spider legs. Here we go. Let's read it. 2 cups spider legs. You guys all know how many legs spiders have. Do they have just 2 legs? Do they have 4 legs? 6 legs? Or maybe do spiders have 8 legs? If you said 8, you're absolutely right. So here goes some spider legs. Next, we'll add the 1 bag of Ghost. Let's read it together. 1 bag Ghost. There they they go. We have to be careful. I have to take a pause right now and stir these ghosts in because they like to fly out. We have to be really careful. I'm gonna try to fly out on us. Whoa! There's one right there. I caught it. We'll put it right back in. There we go. Now they're all in there really good. That's great. Next, we're gonna add 1 cup of rocks. Read it with me. 1 cup rocks. Ooh, crunchy rocks. If you bite into those rocks, I'm afraid you might bust a tooth out. And next, I'm gonna add some frog eyes. How many frog eyes? You can see it right there. Everybody tell me how many cups? Just 1. 1 cup of frog eyes. Here we go. Let's see what those frog eyes look like. Oh, quit looking at me like that, eyes. We'll put them right in, won't we? There they go. And next, let's add some worms. The worms will be really good in the witch's brew. This is 1. It's not just 1 cup. How many cups is it? 1 1/2 cups of worms. So I filled up this cup, and then I filled up the 1/2 cup. And here they go. Yum, yum. Great worms. Oh, we can't forget vampire fangs. How many cups are we going to put in? 2. 2 cups of vampire fangs. Oh, yes. And we got a couple more left to go. 1 1/2 cups of witches' hats. Does that mean I'm going to put this big hat in here? No, I found some tiny little witches' hats and they fit right into the cauldron really good. So here we go, 1 1/2 cups. Oh, they look good. And anytime we eat soup or we eat chili or we eat witch's brew, something that is tasty with it would be some cracker crumbs. Look how greasy these cracker crumbs are. Can you see the grease on that bag? Yuck. I picked out some very greasy crackers to use, didn't I? So if you're trying to lose weight, I don't know if you should eat these or not, boys and girls. These are, oh yeah, you're gonna like these. They're Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its must have a lot of oil in them. There we go. There's the cracker crumbs. So we have all of our ingredients in. You're going to get to look at the ingredients here in just a minute. But while the ingredients are all brewing together, could we sing our song one more time? And now that you know the rhythm of the song and some of the ingredients, I think you can sing it really loud at home. So here we go.
Deadly seaweed, rotten eggs too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazam-a-kazoo.
Spiderwebs, moldy bread.
Spiderwebs, moldy bread, monkey muck too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazam-a-kazoo.
Cast that spell really loud.
My witch's brew. What's it gonna do to you? Ooh! Floor wax, thumbtacks, purple paint too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazam-a-kazoo.
Maybe fingernails?
Fingernails, lunch pills, apple cores too. I stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic, alakazam-a-kazoo.
Real loud, that spell.
My witch's brew. What's it gonna do to you? Ooh! Mushrooms, motor oil too. I stir them in my witch's witch's brew. I got magic, alakazam-a-kazoo. Yeah, yeah, I got magic, alakazam-a-kazoo.
That's some great singing, guys. Thank you so much for singing along with me. And now, remember this, that before I show you this, I want to tell you that I would really love it if you would take a piece of white paper and draw a witch's cauldron at the bottom of the paper, and then all over the paper you can draw or write all of the ingredients that you would put into your brew. Would you draw fingernails, lunch pails, apple cores, maybe some blood, maybe some spiders and snakes, all of the different things that you would want to add to your brew. And you can even remember some of the ingredients we put in my recipe. You could draw those as well. And speaking of my recipe, wait until you see this. I hope you can see it. Can you see it? And inside this cauldron is the best recipe ever for some pretend witch's brew. Because guess what? The witches' hats are bugle chips. The spider legs are pretzel sticks. What a nice surprise. The ghost are marshmallows. The crackers are crackers. The fangs are candy corn. The tasty bugs are jelly beans. The frog eyes are Fruit Loop cereal. Oh, I'm sure I'm leaving something out. Let me think. Oh, the rocks are Chex cereals. The dead leaves, Raisin Bran cereal that looks just like dead leaves. I hope I didn't leave any of them out. But anyway, boys and girls, if you and your family want to make some witch's brew at home, you don't have to go out and buy the same ingredients that I did. You can use, oh, I know which one I left out. The worms. The worms I used are gummy worms. Isn't that great? So if you want to make some of this at home, you might be able to find some things in your cabinet. Get your mom to help you. You might have some cracker crumbs at home. You might have some marshmallows at home, some cereal that it could be the eyeballs or something like that. So you can create your own witch's brew. You might even have some M&Ms or some other kind of Halloween candy that you could put in. So don't tell your parents you've got to go out and buy these ingredients that Miss Patton used. You don't have to. I'm sure you have some really good things in your house already if you would want to make some. So I end today by telling each one of you to have a very happy and safe Halloween. Be very careful. Make sure you wear your mask. I brought my mask with me today, but because I'm in here by myself, I took it off. So always make sure, don't get close to anyone if you're trick-or-treating. Just make sure that you follow all the rules you're supposed to and have a really good time. Bye.